Hi everyone, this is Brian Emerson. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment at Villa Maria College, and I am joined today by Nina Truong. Hey Nina.
Hi.
Nina, you are going into your senior year. You're a business administration major. Tell us a little bit about what it's like being a business student.
I love my business classes. My two professors are amazing. They have really made me feel at home, and our class discussions, I never really liked class discussions before, but what we do here at Villa, it's amazing. I am now enjoying class discussions. I love talking about like the subjects and stuff, and just discussing it with other classmates and learning like their opinions and other stuff like that.
Very cool. So you are from Syracuse. You live in Buffalo when you're here studying at Villa. Is it tough being away from family? How have you been able to make that transition successfully?
It's not that tough. It's only 2 hours away. So if I am free on the weekend or something, I would go home and come back like on Sunday evening or something like that. It's not too bad.
Nice, nice, cool. So, business student, you're probably studying all sorts of interesting things about how the world works and commerce and the economy and different business practices. Have you gotten your hands into some really cool projects at all? Is there anything that kind of stands out as, maybe a class or a project that you really like doing?
So I am a human resource concentration, and I do like those classes, but one class that I really did enjoy was marketing with Jen. And she had this one project where we pretty much recreated like a brand, and you have a partner, and mine was, I think, Nature Valley. Yeah, Nature Valley, the oats and honey one. So she asked us to recreate that, make it our own, do the whole marketing thing, all those kinds of like steps. And I really did enjoy that. That was really fun.
Awesome. And the Jen you're referring to is Professor Jen D'Alessandro, one of our business
Yes.
professors, who is full of energy and passion and loves getting to know the students and challenging them. So that sounds like a cool project, very practical, very hands-on.
Hmm.
Do you feel like that's part of your experience in the business program, kind of like getting you ready for the real world, getting you hands-on experience?
Yeah. So a lot of the business classes that I take, the professors really put in like real life examples that really help you understand like the business world, which I really, really like.
Awesome. Very cool. So let's talk a little bit more about that experience. You spent the fall 2019 semester studying abroad in China at Fudan University in Shanghai. Tell us about your experience studying abroad.
First off, it was the best 4 months of my life.
Nice.
A friend recommended studying abroad because I have always loved traveling. And he said, like, oh, like you only have like a year and a half or so left of school. And then after that, you're going into the working world and you won't have a lot of time to travel. So he recommended studying abroad, and I thought about it and I was like, yes, definitely. Like, I want to do this. So I looked at a few different schools that offered like study abroad programs. um, I really wanted to study abroad in Asia. I I was picking between two. I was thinking of Thailand and China. And I decided on China because the like America has like relationships and stuff with China, and I figured like it would be a better option for me. So I decided to go to Shanghai, China with University at Albany. The process was really smooth. It was amazing. And I, so I went there not knowing the language.
Oh, man.
Um, yeah, a lot of people were like, why are you going there and you don't know the language? And they were asking me if I was like scared and if I was nervous and everything. And honestly, I wasn't. I was really excited to just go to another country, experience all the like new cultures, the people, and it was absolutely amazing. The school was really big, the biggest school I've been to. um, and the learning, like how they learn over there, is very different from Villa, I would say. Um, it's very teacher oriented, and I feel like for Villa, it's very like student oriented. The professors at Villa really want to like engage the students in like class discussions and stuff like that. But at Fudan University in China, the professor is talking the whole time for about 2.5 hours. Yeah, so I took 5 classes. I was a full-time student. Um, a lot of them were about like China, Shanghai, like how it like came to be, and a couple like business classes like development economics and stuff. Um, but I took 5 classes and I took it once a week. Yeah, I had one class per week, and it was about 2.5 to almost 3 hours each class. Very different from what I'm used to, but I got through it, and I really, really suggest going to study abroad because I feel like it really opened up my mind to different cultures and experiences and like people. It was amazing.
That's awesome. You did some cool stuff while you were there too, right? Outside of the classroom. What kind of things did you do?
So, my first trip was to Beijing, and I went to a lot of like the tourist places that people have probably heard of, like Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, and then of course the Great Wall of China. I That has got to be the best experience that I have ever done. My friends and I, there was 4 of us. We booked like a group tour kind of thing, and we went to Beijing for I think 4 to 5 days. Um, we had a long weekend, so we're like, hey, let's go to Beijing. So that was the first trip that I went on, and the last 2 days, it was a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday morning, we had to wake up really, really early and go to this like subway station, and they had a bus there waiting for me and like I think like 50 other people that were with this group. So we were waiting, and we drove about I think like 2 hours to this really, really small village out of like nowhere. It was in the middle of nowhere, and we all got off. They gave us like free water bottles, and they gave us sleeping bags, tents, and stuff like that. And we had to carry it ourselves. So we went down this road. And there was this really, really small trail that you go up to, and you hike about 2.5 hours uphill. Yeah, it was intense. Um, we got up to the wall, and there was this kind of like sketchy ladder that you had to climb up to go over the wall. And we all did that, and then we did about I think another like hour to 2 hours hiking on the wall to where like our destination was to camp. And we all got set up after hiking and relaxed, just walked around the wall. And the part where we were at the wall, it was just our group. It wasn't the tourist area that many tourist people go to. It was just us, the wall, and trees and sky. It was just us, and it was amazing. Um, we talked to other people, met many other people from around the world. Um, the group leader he brought like little pots and pans, like really small ones, and all of us brought like ramen noodles and like snacks and stuff that we could cook. It was an amazing experience, and at night you could literally see every star that was in the sky, and that was amazing. The next morning you would wake up at like 5 in the morning, see the sunrise, and it was just the best experience that I've like ever had. It was
That's
amazing.
cool. I can tell. I can totally tell that you really loved it. It sounds like a very immersive
Yeah.
experience.
The
That is
hiking, not so much, but
no,
definitely worth it though.
awesome. That is cool. Did you travel around other parts of Asia while you were there? Other parts of China or anything?
So I wanted to go to other parts of Asia, but when I got my visa, they said that I only had a I couldn't get like a multiple entry visa. And when I got there, I was like asking around, and the process of getting a multiple entry visa was just like too long and like too complicated. So I decided not to, but I did travel to like 7 other cities in China. And
Awesome.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's it's really neat. And it's really great that, you did this as a Villa student. You made the connections to the other universities and the arrangements, and it shows a ton of initiative. And it
Mhm.
sounds like a great experience. How do you think the experience, once you got back, how did it shape your, kind of your outlook, the type of student that you are? You're back at Villa, which is small, kind of close knit. That type of environment. How do you think your study abroad experience shaped you?
I really do think that it changed me a bit when I got back. I started thinking more of like different cultures and experiences and like putting myself in other people's shoes that are very different than mine. And when I got to Villa, I don't know, I feel like I like my class discussions, like I'm able to kind of like open my mind more about different topics and like I don't know, it's like it's kind of hard to explain. Like I feel like you kind of have to study abroad and experience it and then come back and like I don't know, it's very different.
Nice.
But I do think it changed me for the better.
That is awesome. It sounds like kind of it opens your mind, and like you said, it helps you put yourselves in someone else's shoes. Just
Yeah.
such important things, lessons and experiences to learn, especially with everything that's going on in the world today. That's incredibly powerful. So
Mhm.
that's nice. You had a big commitment. You studied an entire semester in a very far away country in a totally different language. Do you have any advice that you would give to students who might be considering study abroad? First of all, would you do it? And second of all, like some practical advice. What would
Uh,
you?
One, yes, definitely do it. If you can and have the opportunity to do it, I said go for it. Yes, it will be a little like nerve wracking, but once you are there, you are going to love it, and it is going to be the best like months or even year if you stay there for a year of your life. Um, what was the second question?
Like, do you have any practical advice, like getting things set up or choosing a location or a university, anything like that?
So my process on studying abroad, like I said, was very smooth. And that was because I had someone at another college help me through it, and she was amazing. But I did do all the steps that she told me to do, get those ahead of time, like do all of those ahead of time. Because at the end, like you never know like what could happen and all of that. Get the visa done like super quick as soon as possible because you don't want to wait till last minute because it does take some time. I had to go to the city to get my visa. So if that like is a choice for you, you have to do that, then definitely do that ahead of time. Let's see. So my classes with Fudan University, and I'm sure like other study abroad universities, you could pick classes ahead of time. And I really, really suggest you doing that because I got the dates mixed up. So I wasn't able to like pick the classes that I wanted the when it opened. So I had to pick different classes that I didn't really want. And also, it was very hard for me to get into these classes because I was already like a couple days late. And so many other people have already like gotten into these classes. So I was either put on like waiting lists and stuff like that. And once I got there, I had to like change it all up again. So it was very stressful. And I really suggest like once the date like opens up and you can like pick your classes, go right to it and get it. Like
Yeah.
it was extremely stressful for me, but I got it all done.
Nice. Yeah, very resilient. Good job. So, Villa students have opportunity to do short-term study abroad, like little trips, and earn some credit like that. And we talked to another student who did that. And you're a great example of somebody who chose to study abroad for an entire semester. And that's where you link up with a partner university. And, if you're a Villa student out there considering this, we can help you, talk to your advisor, the registrar's office. There's different
Yeah.
ways that we can help you figure this out, and where to go and who to partner with. And if we don't have an established partnership already, like we do like in Italy and places like that, we'll help you find one like you did. You
Yeah.
found you wanted to go to China, and you figured that out. So that is an awesome experience. And if, Villa students, if you're out there considering study abroad, we strongly encourage you, and we'll help you with that. And, like, be like Nina, just amazing experience, amazing kind of life-changing things going on. So that is very cool. Nina, thank you so much for talking to us today and telling us about your experiences as a business student and study abroad. Um, you know, right now, as we get ready for the fall, we look forward to having you back on campus for the fall semester. And thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right.